Hey, it's Katie with Katie Kaiser Coaching, and I'm going to go over our nutrition document that is helpful for you to know exactly what to eat at each meal every single day. So this is a master copy. I'm going to go over what it looks like. Yours may look just a little bit different depending on how your coach lays it out for you. But we've got our first page with goals. If you're doing this, your coach is going to put up here a single ingredient percentage that you're trying to hit. Out of how many meals, what percent of the time should you be eating single ingredient? And single ingredient, as we know now, are things that have single ingredient, lean meats and lean proteins. That's lean ground beef, or that's bison, or it's chicken, it's turkey. And it also can be fish. It can be other vegan sources of protein as well. And then we've got our carbs, which are things like sweet potatoes, rice, quinoa, fruit. And then we've got our fats, our healthy fats, which are things like avocado, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. And when we're cooking, we also have greens at every meal as well. But when we're doing this 90% of the time, single ingredient, your plate needs to be made out of those items 90% of the time. What does that mean? You need to calculate how many full meals are you going to eat per day. 3 is really a great number. If you get in full 3 meals, plus you get in a whey protein shake with your workout and casein before bed, you're getting in enough protein, which is our first goal, and then you're getting in enough calories, which is our second goal. So when we do 90% of the time, let's say we're doing 21 meals, 3 per day, 7 days a week. 90% of that means 19 of those meals need to be single ingredient. So you can map this out, and maybe for a few weeks, your coach is having you go basically 100% single ingredient to reset some things. That would mean 100% of the time we are single ingredient. We don't have any meals that aren't single ingredient. And these are not snacks. We're not snacking. We're doing full meals. Okay, second, a great way to pre-plan your week to make sure that your meals fit into the schedule for your macros in MyFitnessPal is to pre-plan them into MyFitnessPal at the beginning of the week when you cook. Or say you cook on Thursdays, do it on Thursdays, which PS, my favorite pro tip is to cook on Thursdays so that you're not tempted by pizza on a Friday or Saturday if you're trying not to do pizza that weekend. Now, if you're cooking on a Sunday, by the time Friday rolls around, you're tired of everything you made on Sunday and you tend to try and stray over the weekend. So if you cook on a Thursday or even a Friday, you're much less likely to go off the rails over a weekend. That's not to say that sometimes you can't have pizza, but if you're really just trying to go hard right now and you're trying to stay away from it, a great way to combat what happens Friday and Saturday with the boredom of what you've already cooked is to cook on Thursday. I'm actually going to add a link in here for a video that I shot on how to do this. Okay, so we've got these 2 links in here, step 1 and step 2 on pre-planning your meals into MyFitnessPal. Just make it that much easier, make sure that you're totally hitting the right macros. A few things to remember: 1 cup of cooked carbs is 50 grams of carbs. So say you meal prepped and you had a cup of cooked rice, like a measuring cup of cooked rice, that would be 50 grams of carbs. Half of it would be 25 grams. Those are things like rice, sweet potato, quinoa, rice cakes. If we're beyond just those straight metabolic carb options and your coach has approved a single ingredient list to the fullest, maybe we're doing whole wheat tortillas, we're doing whole wheat bread, we're doing whole wheat pasta. Those types of things are also in that cooked carb range. But if your coach is not giving you the go ahead to come off of metabolic reset, then we're not going to go into that direction yet. So also, berries are a 2-for-1 deal. 2 cups of berries equals 50 grams of carbs. So you can maximize the amount of food that you're getting at a time, although the content of the nutrients of the macros are all the same. Only allow yourself, if you're trying to lose fat, 1 serving, so 2 cups of berries every day. And that's it. Don't do 50 grams of carbs from berries multiple times a day. Okay. This is just a straight to-do list. If you have not done it, it needs to be done. You need to have an in-body scan so we know exactly where you're starting with your amount of muscle in your body and your body fat percentage. And then you also need to have a nutrition call / supplement call with Darren if you've not done that yet. On your copy, once you do these, go insert and checkbox. Let's see, you do not need to do the insert. I'm doing this. You're just going to click here once it's done on your copy. How to set MyFitnessPal. We're also going to put a checkbox right here. You're going to set MyFitnessPal to whatever your coach has written here for you. This is someone who's eating 130 grams of protein, 115 grams of carbs, and 75 grams of fat in order to try to lose weight. They are lightly active and they need to set it at 2 pounds lost per week. And then write out the calories that are right here. This is something that your coach is going to design for you specifically. It's not the same for every single person. So just wait until they give you more direction there. Okay. All right. Now going into what you need to do so that your coach can create the plan for you. I'm just going to keep the master there. We're not going to edit it. Week 1. So you say you get this from your coach. It looks identical to this. They're going to ask you to go into week 1 and do exactly what I'm going to tell you to do right now. You need to write in here, what time are you waking up every single day? What time are you going to bed? Go 6A. So it just stays over on the left. What time are you going to bed? Every day. Do that across the board. I'm just going to do 2 days right now. Okay, and then you're going to write here, what time are you going to work out? 5 p.m., 9 a.m. Indicate if cardio or strength day. Strength, cardio, and let's just go 1 day further and go NA, not working out today. All right. So you're going to go across the board and do that for every day. Then your coach is going to come back in here and fill out your meals for you. So, or they're going to have you do it wherever we're at in that process. Maybe us in the beginning, and then you be able to take charge of that as time goes on too. And we're going to fill out here for you what your meals are going to look like. I'll shoot another video on a completed nutrition document from someone so you can see exactly what it looks like and how to read it. And then a few things that we need to know further down the list here. Non-negotiable. This is absolutely non-negotiable. Every single person needs to do this. During your workout or immediately after, depending on if you can stomach it while you're working out, you need to be drinking a whey isolate protein shake with 25 grams of protein in it. That is just 1 scoop of protein. If you haven't had your supplement call with Darren yet, he'll set you up with the best version for you. It's not going to be the same for every single person. Whey isolate is the cleanest. He will work on that with you to set you up with the best option for your goals. But non-negotiable, you need that protein during your workout or immediately following, like right after. Reason being is you need protein to build muscle. I will say that again. You need protein to build muscle. If you are not eating enough protein, you will not build muscle. You will store fat as fat on your body. You will not burn fat as energy and build muscle. There's 2 ways to lose fat. One is replacing it with muscle. The other is to move a lot throughout the day, and on a non-workout day, eat what we call a fat loss plate, geared to help you lose the fat. So on a workout day, you either build muscle. On a non-workout day, you aren't trying to build muscle at that time. You're trying to burn the fat. So when we work out, we have got to eat that protein in the form of whey isolate protein or whatever Darren sets you up with, so that you can build that muscle and replace that fat. How do we get that protein to the bloodstream? I've said it before. How do we get that protein to the bloodstream? Carbs. Carbs are not your enemy. They are so much your friend. You have got to be eating carbs in order to transport the protein to your bloodstream in order to build that muscle. Carbs act as a little carb car. So picture this little car driving down the street and the protein's just like hitchhiking down the street saying, hey, pick me up, take me somewhere. Carb car drives by, it honks, its protein's like, hey, I'm gonna hop in. And the carb car now drives the protein to the bloodstream. Perfect. right? If you don't have that carb car to pick up that hitchhiking protein, that protein is just going to hang out there, just storing fat as fat on your body. It will never burn fat to build muscle. You've got to get that protein to the bloodstream somehow, and it is a carb car. So the other non-negotiable is within 1 hour after you work out. You work out at 9 a.m., you finish at 10, you've had a whey protein shake during that time. Within 1 hour, you are eating a full meal, and we call this an energy plate, which is 25 grams of protein. Again, that's a palm size of protein. We listed those earlier, what those types of proteins are, with 1 cup of cooked carbs, which is 50 grams of carbs. An energy plate always has 50 grams of carbs. This is rice, quinoa, sweet potato, fruit, which is 2 cups. If you are out of metabolic reset, then maybe we're opening that up to whole wheat pasta, whole wheat bread, those types of things. An apple is always 25 grams of carbs, and a banana is always 25 grams of carbs. So say after you work out, you want to even have a smoothie, you could do that. You still need to get your protein from somewhere. Maybe it's a smoothie with 2 good yogurt in it. And if you're out of metabolic reset and that's an option for protein, maybe it's a smoothie with 2 good yogurt. You've put in some fruit, and we got to get some more protein somewhere because a 2 good is not 25 grams. So just some ways to work around that. Or we're eating a full meal. It's like a chicken, rice, strawberry dish that is in metabolic reset, or just wherever you are in your single ingredient journey. After you work out, non-negotiable. You have to have another serving of that protein post-workout, plus 50 grams of carbs. If you want to do that smoothie, you could put collagen in there too. And that would equal up to 2 good yogurt plus collagen plus berries. That would be a good way to get an energy meal after working out. You'll have to see if you're super hungry after that, like an hour later. That means that it's just not filling enough because you didn't actually chew your food. But for those of us on the go, quick, you just need something, that can always be an option too. But non-negotiable, we've got to have more carbs and protein post-workout in order to continue taking those hitchhiking proteins to the bloodstream. Now, one thing is super important. Fat, healthy fat, right? Avocado, nuts, seeds, olive oil actually acts as a stop sign for the carb car trying to take the hitchhiking protein over to the bloodstream. Fat, if you have it after you work out, within the hour after you work out, if you have over 5 grams of fat, it's a stop sign. It says, not today, carb car. You are not getting to the bloodstream. And then we're storing fat as fat still, despite all our best efforts with our workout, all our best efforts with the amount of carbs and the protein that we're having. Fat's going to block it. So decrease that fat after you work out and don't have any. That means we're not eating eggs after we work out. Egg whites, yes, but we're not eating this big breakfast of eggs and toast and avocado after we work out. We're going to move that to a different time of the day. It might be unconventional to eat eggs and bacon at 3 p.m. in the day if you work out at 9 and eat the chicken and rice at 11, but you may be flopping some things and flipping them. Okay, so these non-negotiables. If you have questions about this, please let me know. But this is called an energy plate. So every time that you work out, you have an energy plate after you work out. Within how long? I'll let you think. 1 hour, you guessed it. Within 1 hour, you have your energy plate after you work out. And these are strength-based workouts, not cardio. 1 hour post strength-based workout. This is anytime you're lifting weight. All right. A fat loss plate, remember the other way that we can lose weight or lose fat would be to just move a lot and burn fat if we're not trying to build the muscle at that time. So our fat loss plate looks a little bit different. 1 palm of protein still, half cup of cooked carbs. We're now not doing the full cup of cooked carbs. We don't need as many carbs, or we don't need as many cars to transport that protein. So we drop this down to anywhere between 35 to 25 or whatever number your coach has given you. It's just typically less than this 50. And also depending on your goals, this 50 could be 100. Like right now I'm at 100 post-workout in order to build more muscle. My goals are different than someone that has 40 pounds to lose. So just based on what your coach tells you, this number might change, but this is a great macro overview of where we're at with carbs. Fat loss plate also includes high fat. All right, high fat on a fat loss plate. You may be thinking, wait a second, if I eat a bunch of fat, won't I get fat? Absolutely not. That fat's actually going to burn fat. Okay, high fat. This is 25 to 35 grams depending on what meal it is. And then 2 handfuls of veggies. And anytime that you track that in MyFitnessPal, it's about 15 grams of fiber. And those are not tracked towards your carbs. Okay, so overview of this. When we look at this, your coach is going to do this for you. But we go back here to the goals and you set MyFitnessPal, say this is just a really good starting place that your coach has set you at. Come over here, write down the calories that you have, set it at 2 pounds lost per week. If you have 2 pounds lost per week, you will know on an in-body scan. Your coach will tell you, hey, we have 2 pounds that we can lose per week, or hey, we only have 1 pound that we can lose per week, and we never have more than 2. In the beginning, it might be more, but we never have more than 2 pounds lost per week. That means that we're losing muscle. So step 1 is to do these 2 things. Step 2 is to set MyFitnessPal at these indicators right here. And then step 3 is to go into the master, fill out what time you wake up, go to master week 1. What time you wake up, what time you go to bed, and what time is your workout time, strength-based. Okay? All right. That is step 1, 2, and 3 for this document. When it's done, you're going to turn it back to your coach and either we fill it out for you or you're filling it out based on, we'll just do even a 1 day right here. So you wake up at 6 a.m. and then meal 1, say it's at 11 a.m. if we're intermittent fasting, workout at 1 p.m. and we're eating meal 2, how soon after? No later than like 2:45 p.m. Meal 3 is around 7 p.m. This is someone that's intermittent fasting. Then we're going to go here. This is a fat loss plate. We're just going to type fat loss. This is whey. ISO, 25 grams protein. This is energy. And this is fat loss. And this is casein, which is the other thing Darren will talk to you about, 25 grams of protein. That's how you make up all your protein. So if you have this and you're just kind of doing this, if you want to mess around with it ever, say we take these grams of protein. By the way, a great goal for protein is 1 gram per pound of goal body weight. So say your goal body weight is 130. Easiest equation is just 1 gram of protein per pound of goal. So 130. Carbs on a workout day could be 125, anywhere from like 100 to 125, depending on your goals. If it's fat loss, so say it's 125, we need to figure out where are those 125 carbs coming from. So this first meal, every meal is going to have 25 grams of protein. Then this first meal is going to have, let's say it's 25 carbs and 35 fat. Now this energy has 25 protein, 50 carbs, and 5 fat. Let's see if our math is right. 25 protein, 25 carbs, 35 fat. 35 plus 35 is 70, plus 5 right here for fat is 75. So we cleared the fat and we need to get to 125 grams of carbs. So 50, 25, we'll go to 35 here. And we'll go to 35 here, and I'm leaving it there even though it's not 125 to add for some leeway. Protein across the board gets us up to about 125, 130. All right, we'll do it for a non-workout day too. So we're going to wake up at 6 a.m., meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, oopsies. We've got 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 7 p.m., We're going to move bedtime up, 10 p.m. Yes, it's bedtime, 10 p.m. And we're going to go casein. Now, because we're not working out this day and we don't have a whey protein shake, we have to make up that protein somewhere. So our first meal is actually 33 grams of protein. And let's say it's a non-workout day, these carbs can be less. We don't need as many carb cars. 33 grams of protein. And we're going to go 25 grams of carbs. Fat needs to go higher. And we're going to go 35 grams. We'll go 25 grams of fat. And all three of these are going to look the same, and they are all fat loss, fat loss, fat loss. There you have it. Okay, if you're working with us one-on-one in our VIP program, we are going to do this all for you. You can always mess around with it based on what I showed you today. But if you're working with us one-on-one, we 100% are going to do this for you to show you how. So I hope that was helpful and explained a lot of unexplained things that you've needed to know. And I can't wait to come back with more.